Hey everybody, Parks Owsley here with Inven Global, and I'm joined by Inori on a video chat. Hey man, thanks for joining us. You just won the finals for Academy. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, feeling good. It's been a very weird year. The whole Corona stuff, being quarantined, so much random events, and it's been really tiring. But we just try to keep a good mentality, and we just kept grinding and working hard till the finals. And now winning it 3-0 feels
Beep.
great. We can rest and
Yeah,
relax
yeah,
now.
you can. You bring up an interesting point about the chaos of the time right now, um, and people have talked about it before, and kind of in the weeks leading up to this. But do you feel like you are going to remember this more because it's a big fun finals win and all the work that you did, or because it's playing from home and amidst the coronavirus?
Uh, we actually all play in the house together, except for our 80 carry plays from
Uh,
Canada. But I mean, it's going to be a thing we all remember for our lives because it's such a dramatic thing. Like you don't expect something like this to happen during a season. LCS gets canceled, the world is like ending around you, and you just are like, I guess we're still playing the split. But like, I mean, I'm happy. I think I'm glad we were able to grind through the very end. It's been a hard year, so
mhm. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like it changed anything? Do you think the results would have been the exact same? If everything were just taking place in the studio.
whether or not, I mean, I personally think anything could happen. I don't think we play worse on stage. I think we were the better teams to play on stage. So I think if we kept practicing and working like we did now, we would have won either way.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you guys had an incredible, second half, but even a little before that, I think you started like 1-4 or something.
We
Two
started
and
two
four.
and four, then we won
Yeah,
every single game after that, and we only dropped a
yeah.
single game till the very
Well,
end.
what
So
happened?
I remember our interview at Inven was at the very beginning. I was talking about how like it really doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish, and I was trying to keep a really strong mentality about it. And what happened was great coaching staff. Cloud9 has always been probably the best org in NA by far, especially with how they like work with the academy and how they treat the players. All of that adds up. And I think the results kind of show how well they did it.
Yeah, the results definitely show. So what's your roadmap? Obviously, you've been in LCS before, and there are a lot of people
Yeah,
in Academy this year specifically that are LCS veterans. So what are you looking at for your timeline?
I mean, personally, I don't want to stay in academy very long. I want to play LCS as soon as possible. Academy for me, kind of like competition wise, it's actually really boring because how well we were doing towards the end. I just felt like it feels really nice for me personally, rewarding to play against better teams. And I really don't want to stay very long because I kind of like strive on like the competition I play around. So I feel like if I get to play in LCS, I have so much more I can learn and play and practice and get better at. And I mean, my goal is to just get into LCS as soon as possible. I mean, our main team's super good, so I really don't expect to do anything on Cloud9, but my future, I plan to go in
Yeah,
LCS
well, good
soon.
luck. I think
Yeah.
we'll all be watching, especially from some of these teams that have performed better. I think the other one that was interesting this season was Dignitas, who of course has 5 veterans,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of fell off towards the end. Um, what was it like playing against them and kind of being the ones, to slowly as your streak kept going up, you ended up overtaking them?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have so many veterans, obviously it's the start you have huge advantage because everyone already kind of knows like the rules of the map, like what things you should not do and you should do, and it gives you a huge edge. For Dignitas, we kind of saw that at the beginning of how dominant they were, but then I think that's where like coaching staff comes in. Like it's like how you grow, and like you don't want you're doing really well. You don't want your team to stagnate, right? And I think Dignitas they really like stagnated. They had their own problems
Mhm.
too, but that's where for us like we have really close relationship with our main team, and they're like the super team, right? They're insane, every single one of them. So we had insane, like really good resources to play off, and we had really good coaching staff to keep us like in check to keep
Mhm.
improving. Because I think that's like the biggest thing. If you're winning, you get complacent. For us, like we've never really felt like we are good. Even now, I still think we're pretty. So it's good to keep like a improvement
Yeah, for
mentality.
sure. You said something I want to touch on, but first, people at the beginning of the season, specifically when Dignitas was really strong, they were talking about how like they should be able to beat like certain LCS teams, and like where would they be if they're in the LCS. I have the same question for you. Like, if if you were in the LCS playoffs instead of the Academy playoffs, this squad, do you feel like you would have been able to climb up there as well?
Honestly, we played scrims against our main team, and we also played scrims against some LCS teams. So in my opinion, not to brag, but personally, I think we could finish top four in LCS if we were to like play together and united. Because we learned so much from being around the main team. Like it's insane how good they are, and we get to like kind of like rub off that by learning. And we practice against them too. We play warm ups. Sometimes we get scrims. So I'm pretty confident we'd be like a top four team. Like our academy team, each player is like really incredible.
Yeah, for sure they are. And I mean, you proved it on the Academy stage. It would be really fun if Riot kind of added in some LCS versus Academy matches, but I can also understand it might be a little problematic. But
Yeah, I mean, Academy doesn't get as many viewers,
mhm,
but maybe they should do
it would be
something,
fun.
change it up.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, you are playing under Blabber, who has been the academy player for Cloud9 for a while, and he just won
Hmm.
the MVP. I don't know if you know actually, because that happened during your.
Yeah. No, we
Okay.
definitely know. Yeah, I mean, Blabber, best jungler in NA, incredible player by far. Like I get to play against him, practice against him, and just watch his gameplay. And I've learned so much from watching him too. And we always kind of like talk to each other about jungle and stuff. So it's like I said, being so close to your main team is a huge resource that Cloud9 does. And yeah, Blabber, congrats to him for MVP. He played an incredible
Yeah, he did.
split.
Well, that's really cool that you got to work so much with him. That'll be, I imagine that was really nice coming back. So I had one other question. I'm trying. Oh yeah. So looking back at your start in the LCS a few years ago,
Hmm.
is that something that you want to be like a big part of your legacy, like returning? Let's say you continue forward, you make it back to LCS, etc. Is that something that you're like, I was there, I had to take a break, and then I came back and returned to form, and I'm here
Hmm.
again? Or do you want this to be more of like, I'm removing that and this is just me now sort of thing?
I mean, for me, the reason I'm back to is kind of like leave a
Hmm.
better mark as like my image thing. Like no one's gonna forget my past games, like Rengar, TSM stuff. Everyone's gonna remember me by that. But I want it to be better than that. I want it to come back to prove myself, show that like older players can come back. Like I never really reached my peak. I left the scene pretty early. That's why I was like super excited to get the chance to play with C9 again. And like my steps is to go to LCS and just to keep improving. And I personally just want to see what my full potential is, where like I give it 110%. Because before on my first split, I learned so much because I made so many mistakes, and I never really put the work ethic in that I should have. So this time, or whenever I get the next chance to play LCS, I really want to just give it like my heart and see where I
Hmm.
end.
That's great then. So either way, you're just in it for the long haul. Well,
Hmm.
cool. Anything else you want to say to fans before we go?
Yeah, I mean, great. It's always great to have fans. I hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy, staying quarantined, don't go outside. Um, yeah, I've had a lot of fans in the past. I hope they're all doing well. I hope to get new fans in the future. Yeah, I hope everyone's just doing
Yeah.
well.
Thank you so much. Before we go, what are you going to do now that you have so much free time?
I can finally just play Valorant. I wasn't gonna touch it until the finals was over, and now I can actually try this game that's so hyped up. And I'm just gonna really take it
Yeah.
easy till we start practicing again because it's been a really stressful and long year during this
Hmm.
quarantine.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy Valorant. Have a good break. You've earned it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview, and to all of you out there watching, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe below. It really helps, and we will catch you next time.